numbers
Yeah,
thing
I
for
would,
a while.
but
and
I want to
it was lame.
I want to look at life in
But we're
4K.
starting in 10
No,
minutes,
you
everyone.
can't recite microdose. Like the
I'm
whole
gonna
nother
grab
level.
like
Oh, cool.
my
We'll
vape.
talk more about
Totally,
that like
totally.
later.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So what is it like? It's like so many on, so many off.
Yeah, how many days off do I have to be? Well, I'm doing the ketamine tomorrow.
Really,
so
like,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, Veronica made a cool suggestion. She was like 4 days on, 3 days off.
No, 5 days on, 2 days off.
There you go.
Mikey.
Yeah.
You know I'm using
No, I had
my
no
shirt.
idea. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's
It's
that?
awesome. Yeah, I feel good about it. But hold on, you noticed that like something's different. So what do you see different?
There's just like this hot girl glow about you today.
Do I not glow like that every day?
No, I'm just saying.
No,
today
tell me.
more
I
than
wanna-
ever. You know
Really?
what I'm saying? Well, it was like, damn, like.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to be like that every day.
No, but you are.
Okay.
When did you start?
Maybe it was the fire.
Like 4 days ago. Yeah, maybe the fire.
Seeing you through the smoke and the fire, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, like. How you doing?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate that.
What up, dude?
Yeah.
Look at that haircut.
Oh, shit!
Yeah,
Look at this
doggy.
guy. Where'd you get the job?
I have to. So I'm gonna put. Do you want to sit here or are you good
It
there?
doesn't matter.
Because I have to say Brittany a spot.
Do it.
Well, I know where you sit.
everywhere.
Looks good, man.
What up?
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Good.
Okay, good.
Missed you last week. You were here. Or was that the week before?
No, last week, but I don't know where I was. But I was doing something.
I'm sure it was important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not doubting that.
Yeah. I know. I just like, I'm like, what was I doing? There's just so much happening.
Oh, you lost?
Oh, I love you.
I was saving it for you. Are you
Everything
enjoying
good?
this?
All good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That makes
What's
me
up,
happy.
live?
Yep.
Okay, where are you sitting?
Going
I'll
on?
sit over here.
People watching?
Dude, sit your ass down, dude.
Isn't this vibe so much better?
It's cool.
Okay, so
I'm getting
The
real
fire
close.
definitely. But I was thinking, oh, it's cold. I'm coming.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Like,
Yeah, everyone's equipped.
No such thing as bad weather, just bad gear.
Right? That's it.
Truth. Cotton kills.
Chili bean out here.
For sure.
Hi.
Hola.
Good job, Rudy.
Thanks for the cloud today.
Yeah, Rudy. Where's that vape juice at?
In the drawer. It should be in the drawer.
Where's Brittany? Okay, you're gonna sit there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save. Can we save Brittany a spot right there?
Mm-hmm.
Here, can I hit my vape?
Here, just leave. Thank you.
Here, can I hit that?
Huh?
Can he hit his vape? That's what he's at. That's
That's way
ridiculous.
cool.
Insane.
My
Can you
lawyer.
hit his own vape? Please?
My lawyer, is that what you just said?
You see that, like, tone? Like, I can't do that to her, but he can, you know?
Wake up!
Yeah.
This motherfucker. Don't throw nothing out.
He's like begging you for his vape back. That's insane.
Wake up. I was
just
going
ignore
through like some of the.
Yeah, I know,
You
she
like
just
that?
ignores
You like
it.
that shit? I'm gonna do that one day. One day the tables will be reversed, and it's gonna be funny.
He's not gonna let you hit it anymore.
Isn't it
Don't you
crazy
hit
that we all
any
used to
time she
sit at
wants.
Morning
Oh,
View?
damn.
I can hit it anytime.
Like every day?
Wake up.
Pretty
So I was
much.
going
I mean,
through
well,
the
not
footage
every day, but
of
you
like
know what I mean.
everything that we filmed
was
recently
definitely in
that
the
I'm in
rotation.
to like make my reel, like even like real stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going
It's
through a
almost
video
like too much work to
I
set
mean-
up, but
of us pretending
Take
to
one,
be
pass it around.
Pat
it's like
Veronica,
way better, right?
and like the whole
Well, at
part
least for
where
like
he's
when
like,
it gets cold.
I hate these big lemons. Like that whole thing
Take
is
one,
like
pass them around. Let me see.
Yeah, I just
take
like.
one down.
I almost
pass
feel
it
like
around,
Corey.
99 bottles
Would you
of
maybe be down to sit
water.
like closer to the mic?
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I'm so quiet.
So Britt.
Yeah, but it's great. I want to have
So
you
sit
on the
over here.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Corey
down.
needs
Tonight.
Corey,
to be speaking.
sit in front of the mic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sit
because-
in front. There you
So
go.
and then if you're
I
over
love
here,
that.
like Paul can get away with being all the way over there.
Yeah,
So,
Paul needs to sit in the
Brit-
corner.
Brittany-
Is Billy
Yeah, 'cause
coming?
he's loud
It's
as
okay,
fuck.
no,
Yeah,
I'll put
Billy
Brittany
can
over
sit
there.
over
Okay,
here or something.
Brittany is gonna go right here.
Oh, because she just doesn't even share anyway.
Right. So she can just sit there and be.
And nobody needs to hear. No, I'm just joking.
No.
This is gonna get really hot, though.
Corey.
Right?
Oh
Touch it.
yeah.
Touch
I mean,
the mic.
is that
Just the mic.
Can we-
Touch the mic.
Oh.
Touch the mic.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it is
also,
hot.
Mikey, we need to put like a.
Oh yeah, towel.
There's a bunch of like white towels.
Right here in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Danielle, where's the candy?
Your towel.
I can't eat that,
Here,
Also,
you got
none
one?
of us can because you can. Is that how it is?
but it's in there. No, you can have what you can eat it. I can't.
Eat what?
Candy.
You're missing out.
Am I? No, I then obsess and I get mad at myself.
This
that what
fire
happened?
is like really
What?
like
Is that what
wide.
happened?
Yeah, after, yeah. Like, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You like tall fires, not wide fires?
Well, like, you
It's
know.
good for this size.
I went
Yeah,
with
yeah.
width
then
to
everybody
cover
gets a
more
little-
surface.
Yeah, but like,
Are you warm?
no, I just am unsatisfied no matter what.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
always looking to control or change whatever the thing is.
Well, fucking have at
But then I remember.
Yeah,
and
what do
I
you?
just
What,
like,
Rudy,
Yeah.
you need to draw with
No,
like,
like,
the
dude,
skinny
I-
part of the
I've-
marker.
I'm in like such a good place today because I'm doing a lot more. I don't know. I guess sometimes it just gets so bad and then you just like let go. Because I don't know if you remember, but the last couple of weeks I've been in a lot of financial fear and just I started talking to my old sponsor Michaelis, who's in Bali actually, and he's got me going through the book again, like a certain way. So, can somebody moderate like the TikTok live maybe, or
what does that mean?
Moderated how?
well just kind of like be in there, like you can be in there from Wickham
Right.
and just
okay.
kind of like just
check it out.
just
Like
check
TikTok's
in once in a
looking pretty
while,
cool.
just like you know, because it.
Like, do you like the
A
colors?
lot of these people, because we're streaming now like on YouTube and TikTok. I just want to let everyone know, but there's like, we have like almost like 200 people here already, ready to hear this message, bro.
Good numbers.
But that's cool that we can like.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like I think, there's a lot of kids that are being influenced by like the wrong shit. So I almost feel there's like we almost have an obligation at this point to like try to spread the truth, not just to be like acting like we don't care. You know that thing about like, oh, you look like you're trying too hard. Like everyone wants to look like they're not trying, but they're just like, it's just happening. It's like, I don't really care. Like, I'm okay with looking like I'm trying hard because I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a sense of purpose. You bring in a little balance to the force here.
Trying to, yeah, right. So if you look at the live stream right now, we're kind of like a little bit off center.
Right.
You see that? But like you have to be really careful when you move the phone because that lens is like barely on because we broke the case. So I ordered a new case, but so like this is like what we're looking at on TikTok. And there's just people just going crazy. So you see he's on the phone right there moving it.
Right.
So I have this like aftermarket lens. It's like a wide lens for the phone so that it can be closer to the thing. But I'm trying to figure out a way to dial the sound into the phone so they can hear the mic.
Right, so you have this feed into this
Yeah,
picture.
I'm just trying. I want to, like, as we continue to do this, I want it to get better and better for the people that can't be here. I want it to look better, sound better, and also the message hopefully will be getting more clear and better as we go.
Do you upload them onto a podcast too?
Well, all of these meetings that we filmed, there's 11 of them. They're all on my YouTube channel,
No, but do you have like?
and then we just do the podcast.
Because when I do my streams, I run Anchor at the same time. That way, people don't have to wire in through the.
I already have the podcast that we do after the meeting. So this is sort of like a YouTube video. And you're saying just have the audio go to like a podcast?
You got to remember, like,
You know what? That's not a bad idea. See, I'm like,
people
I
want
wanna
to
be
listen.
open.
People want to listen to stuff, but if you don't have a signal, you're shit out of luck if you're in it and you're walking around. Like, people like to walk and
You know
listen.
what?
So if you just record it and upload it, it costs nothing.
So this is what we should do. We post one podcast a week, right? We should start posting 2 a week. The meeting and the podcast.
Well, yeah, you just post the under a different podcast.
No.
channel,
It's going to all be on the Learning
Yeah.
to Lose podcast. Like Joe Rogan has like the fight companion shit,
Yeah.
but then he also has. So this will just be a part of the podcast,
Right.
the meeting.
And it'll just increase the amount of total views, which
That's
is
it.
dope for advertisers.
Yeah, see, he's worrying about the bag
Right.
always.
Right.
All right, 7:30. Where's Billy?
But I keep
So-
telling
so-
you should be like building your
The bag.
if your this numbers are this low on let's say
Trader Joe's
YouTube,
one.
what are you clocking
Those
in
are
at
good.
on your thing like
No, they
50
ain't. They
people a
always
thing?
break.
Yeah,
You
I
might
use
as well
this
get a
trash
bit shoot going because
At my
YouTube's
house, I don't have
a
a trash
dinosaur, dude.
yeah.
You got to move
Mine
over
is
to
trash can.
BitChute or Library or one of these other things.
No, but like we're already on Acast,
Yeah.
so Acast is our.
I just mean
podcast.
if you're doing this, it's everyone's moving to BitChute, dude. But
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So basically, our goal was to break 100 tonight, and what we have is the lowest amount of viewers that we've ever had.
Combined?
Well, no, not combined.
What
at
is
all.
it combined?
Well, combined, it's way higher because we're on TikTok.
So can we celebrate that?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just funny how. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just funny. Where did we not promote this on YouTube?
On YouTube?
We promoted it everywhere.
Did you put it up on your TikTok?
Yeah, so we did more. Actually, you know what? I didn't put it on my TikTok. But so Jonathan and Paul are on their way.
You like it?
Billy's on
I
his
like how
way.
this is.
So, you know, we
Yeah,
can
me too.
start
It's cool, right?
a couple minutes late.
Okay.
Very
with
90s
YouTube
too.
in the like, I don't know how familiar you are
They're
with
so
the stream.
pretty.
It took me a
Lovely.
while to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing streaming now for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, it doesn't matter how many people are on your stream, it develops its own subculture. And that's what you're shooting for. As long as you get people that are showing up on the rego over there and they know each other and they're talking amongst themselves, you've won. Because it'll just get out. They'll share it amongst themselves. Like the promoting it in the sphere almost is
Oh, someone just said it's the week of Thanksgiving. You know, we have that. I'm just wondering, how do we get the audio? How do we get the audio? You're saying run this.
well, you can just
You
have
save 2 files, one video file and one
So,
audio
Mikey,
file.
So we want to start pulling this audio.
Well, how do you have it dialed in here off the speaker? You have it split somewhere over there. This is all running off the
could
same. Those two
basically
cameras
over
running off the
find
same
out.
speaker, right?
Yeah.
wait,
You just
what?
put a third camera
Extracting
in
audio
there
from
and
a
run
YouTube
just
audio.
the Anchor app, and the iPhones record sick, dude. I don't know all this. The feedback I get is you don't. The iPhones are comparable to all.
Well, yeah, but this is.
What?
Yeah, MP3 skull.
Well, what I'm saying is
Well,
if
you're-
you've already are
What are
splitting
you
it
tripping
once,
on?
just split it a third time into another phone.
Who's
Have
tripping?
someone else just put a phone up and just go right
What?
into
It
yours.
just says waiting for Patrick Ridge. Like I see the chat. And I see there are 5 people.
Wait, what?
Are you watching it on YouTube? Are you on the YouTube?
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying. There's 26 people.
Alright, it's just mine then.
Well, are you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, dude.
What the fuck? Yeah, bro.
You have Cricket Mobile? Is that a Metro PCS?
You gotta
one?
also
Yeah,
remember
it's
too
signal.
that the
So,
number.
So, Mikey, I think we might need another chair.
The number
So
you
we
want to
should-
look at
No.
though is at the end.
Okay,
When you
I got
turn off your
What do you do?
podcast, it'll tell you the number of playbacks. Because you might only peak out at let's say 30 people, but you easily could have had 500 people.
they're
rolling
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
chat.
I know.
I
I'm just
hate
like,
hearing
need to
my
figure
own
out how to do
voice.
the audio. That's it. That's all I need to figure out.
Sounds good.
thank you.
Sounds
Hey,
good.
can you do me a favor? Can you just scoot closer to Pat a little bit?
Yeah, because we're gonna try to fit another chair in here.
Here, just put it right there for now. We're gonna scoot
Paris,
it.
Paris. Help, help.
Yeah, so there was supposed to be a chair like in between each of these
Where is
seats.
the candy?
Mikey.
Oh my
What?
gosh, you
In
are so
Veronica's
funny.
Yeah, there was.
In Veronica's
Remember?
studio.
There,
In the
there is.
thing, in the glass.
And the glass thing by the fridge.
If Rudy goes and grabs a candy bowl, she can hold on to my.
No, I know. I just
It's go time.
I'm just saying.
Can I get your vape?
Where's Billy?
Oh
Be careful,
wow.
he's on his way.
I'll
Yeah,
see you.
of course, my lovey.
Thank
Wait,
you,
which
love.
one?
All right, so just scoot this way a little
Oh, you
bit.
want to put this one in here?
Yo,
Yeah.
should I go
Yeah.
both
Wait.
pet him? We're just going both.
You guys, I haven't smoked
And then
a
we can
cigarette
throw a
today.
chair
You
right
got
there
any?
too.
Yes.
Yeah, here, I'll grab
But
another.
now this one's out. So
Well,
we're sharing that one.
okay. Guava.
Oh shit.
Daddy, 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 daddy.
Oh, it's back.
So I was gonna tell you the story.
Oh yeah, what happened? All right, so just to catch everyone up, let's do this. Like, so I filmed some guy at Staples. Me and Mikey. Mikey was filming me and this guy at Staples, and it kind of got ugly a little bit. And I was like, he got really upset that Mikey was filming, and what happened?
Well, the guy thought I was filming him, and I didn't start filming him till he acted a fool.
So yeah, so it ended
Filming
badly.
you.
He left. He was just really upset, and we posted it on YouTube. And I got a lot of people that were angry, and you saw the video. And then he's hit
I've
me
talked
up.
to the dude.
Really?
You talked to what, dude?
Wait,
Riley.
when?
I went
Oh, is
after
this
the
the
day I said I
cashier
was
dude?
gonna, dude. I went the next
Wow.
day and talked to
Wait,
him.
you talked
What?
to the guy
Is
this
from
the cashier
Staples?
dude that you were?
Yeah. So
Okay,
you
alright.
saw the
Right. Oh my
video.
God.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at her. She grabs her own chair and
Yeah,
everything.
but we got chairs. We got
Well, I
chairs.
just wanted this time, but there's that one.
Yeah, come sit.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, there's one right there. It's kind of hot. Oh my god.
Yay.
We're
Hi,
so
guys.
excited. that
Hi.
Victoria, but is that too hot?
No. I mean, I could just take my time.
Hey.
Yeah, like so. This
Here.
is like, no, like this is like definitely like hot enough.
This is great.
Yeah, it's great. We're gonna start a little bit late because Paul. Have you met Paul yet, or Jonathan, Victoria?
And you said Brittany's coming?
Yeah, Brittany's coming.
Yeah, we have some new regulars. Wait, have you met Corey?
No.
So
Hamish.
and Hamish.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great. We need to get a new one of those.
Hamish, Corey,
Where's the wood?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Or Huddy, whatever you want to call me by.
Yeah, I think
I know,
you
I know
might
who
remember
said yes.
Ryan.
I would hug all of you.
Don't worry.
You know why? Because I'm going to my in-laws for Thanksgiving, and they're like, I got all ready to come, and I was like, should I even come?
Just stay away.
So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
I
Just
would
don't
hug
tell
all
We'll,
of
anyone.
you.
we'll love
I
you.
know.
We love
We
you.
love
for-
you.
Well, what's
and they'll
that?
be fine.
I have
I
a
liked
shirt.
it. Because I literally was like already. I was like, oh my god, because they're like, just don't see
Yeah,
anyone
see.
before. So
I
I'm
have
like,
a
if I
shirt.
don't hug everyone like a normal dick welcome.
It's just he's like if you call it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
they spoke.
It's there.
I love you. Don't touch me. That's the. I have a
That's
born.
funny.
I have my
Not
born.
my
And,
vibe.
I have a born and raised shirt. That was one of their quarantine shirts that they did. I love you. Don't touch me. for the quarantine. So yeah, I guess we should just get started, just cause I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost 7:40.
Just for the sake of trying to be punctual for everyone online. Yeah, we have some regulars online. It's pretty. It's
Punctual.
pretty amazing.
Yes.
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 Billy's on his way.
Oh.
Paul and Jonathan are on their way.
What?
But we're gonna probably need like someone to fill in for Billy.
Corey.
I mean, yeah, I guess I've been here enough time.
Yeah. I would love that. Corey's
Corey
like
kills it.
amazing. He has two brothers that we grew up with, and he like knows this message pretty inside out.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you know this so well?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I know it that well. I mean, I don't have a theology or philosophy degree or anything like that.
Right.
I didn't go to college or anything to study this, but
Mm-hmm.
I just read the Bible since I was in my teens and kind of consistently did that since then, since I was about 18, 19 years old. And
Wow.
this is a message that I think a lot of people are familiar with. You know, it's the Sermon on the Mount's more of a one of the more popular things that Jesus spoke about. And, you know, there's a lot of resources out there to study that
Yeah.
this particular sermon, and I think it applies to a lot of, you know, a lot of areas of life, whether you're a believer or not, or you know, this isn't an AA meeting either, like you guys say. And,
Yeah, it's not.
But
But this message helps alcoholics like
Right.
no
Yeah.
other message. And everyone. It's funny, Victoria and Jason are pretty devout Jesus people too, and whenever I talk about like, you know, alcoholism and AA, they're like they're not alcoholics, but they have the same solution to their life that I do.
right,
Like everyone tries to fill the hole somehow. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I never.
I mean, she was like had tears in her eyes one meeting.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about like trauma, and you remember Rudy,
Of course.
but have you guys seen each other
we
since?
saw each other at home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. This is cool. So, do we remember where we were?
yeah, page 56.
Well, you guys want to start with the
But
4
yeah,
minute
we should do-
meditation?
Yeah. We're gonna do that.
Nate,
Yes.
tell me about-
Oh,
I-
yes, of course. There you go.
And I guess just to just some structure to the meeting is the shares. Anybody can share. You have 2-minute shares, or I guess it's 5-minute shares, or four.
Who's our
two
timer?
and two. Yeah, we should have somebody time.
I can be the timer.
I think it's 5 minutes or
It's 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
What does that
So
mean?
the first alarm goes off at 2 minutes, and then you
4
have 2 minutes to wrap it up.
4-minute shares.
Yeah, so 4-minute total to share.
Okay, so 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure we have enough chairs.
Hey, Brittany.
For,
Hi, Brittany.
oh, there's
Brett.
one more chair, just in case.
Okay, so I'm timing. Hi, my lovey. No. So you're gonna sit right there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Hi, I'm good. This is really nice.
Right?
It's like the campfire.
I love
that shit
Yeah.
I'm happy you're here.
Made it. I know. It's a long time.
You're expecting
There
Paul
wasn't
and
any
Jonathan?
traffic on the way here.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if we
thanks.
just,
So just
scoot
everyone scoot chairs a little
to
that
the
way.
tiny
towards
bit
the
here.
ocean.
everyone, then it will help a little bit. Just kind of preparing for what's going to happen. About a couple minutes here, and then if Billy comes,
Right there. Billy can go right there.
okay, cool. And then if someone else comes, they're just gonna have to
Come on time.
take the
7:43.
rafters seats down here.
Right.
The rafters.
All right, here. Come on.
I got it. Go.
Page 56 is where we're at. Generally, we start with the 4-minute meditation.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
start with a
And
4-minute meditation, and then we'll get into it.
when the time comes, 56, it's this way.
All right, I'm
Jesus
starting.
came.
Who wants to start reading?
Yeah, so basically where we left off was page 56, right in the middle of the new paragraph is starts with Jesus came. Anybody want to do there, or I'll go ahead and... Okay, I'll go ahead and read. Jesus came to carry the human race forward to the next great step, the most important step of all, which can indeed be the final step in the overcoming of all our limitations, if only we can understand clearly what that step implies and take it. The heart of the whole Sermon on the Mount, which is itself the essence of the Christian message, is the insistence upon the need for his very step. The understanding that our outer conformity, absolutely essential as it is no longer sufficient in itself, but that now we are to come of age spiritually. We have not merely to conform outwardly to outer rules, but to change the inner man too. Yeah, this kind of sums up. We got into this last week, in that this law that the people of Israel were given basically pointed out that
So this is 57.
56.
Sorry. And the louder you speak, the more people will hear you.
Gotcha. But there's this law, and it basically points out that all of us are falling short, right? That none of us are following it completely, and we tend to see these external things as what's important. And he's pointing out that in reality, it's deeper. It's your thought life that really matters. It's your motivation for your actions, not just the result of what you do. Because in the end, what I do could look good, but inside I didn't come from the right place. So even though it looks good, I'm still wrong. I'm still, I don't have the solution, even though I fulfilled the law. Like, I didn't steal, so I effectively avoided stealing, so I'm all good. I didn't sin, but I really wanted to, and I was only avoiding the consequences. But I'm still broken because I still want to. The only reason I didn't was because I was afraid of the consequences. And that's not what we should be concerned with. We should be concerned with why do I still want to? Why do I want to steal?
Yeah.
That's a problem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's saying that essentially coming of age spiritually, you have to change the inner man. This is the goal.
That reminds me of like being sober. There's this thing called white knuckling sobriety, like where you just like, you're basically sitting on your hands, like, and Bob, the guy who started Prime Time, which is a meeting that some of us used to go to a lot, he said the goal isn't to like remain abstinent from drugs and alcohol, it's to create a life where I won't want to use drugs and alcohol. Because if I'm trying so hard to avoid things or to like not do something that I really want to do, it's almost like you need to cut it at the root, not like the bread. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just reminds me of that. That's how I can apply this message to sobriety, but it's also a message that should be applied to regular life, like you said, like not doing something because of the consequences or doing something because of the results, like what we're doing here. Like if I'm doing this for some sort of monetary gain, it's not really, I'm doing this because I believe in the message and I want as many people to be given what I've been given. It's like when you hear the message, you want to just like, like Jason and Victoria made a whole group around it. They want to sing, they want to like make music so other people can be touched by this message, because when we hear the truth, for some reason we want to share it, and it's an inward journey, so within as without, or starts in, it's and the ironic thing about like figuring out the ironic part about like looking inwardly and cleaning the inside of your house and getting your mind right, is that like the outer stuff always seems to follow, you know?
Right, yeah. There's a scripture that says, seek first the kingdom of God, and all these other things will, because he refers to these other things, what you wear, what I have, all these things. It says, seek first the kingdom of God, and all these other things will be added to you without, you're not trying for those.
Yeah. So we
They
just
just
read,
come.
to catch Paul and Jonathan up, and Wickham, if you want to adjust the phone, because I think Paul's right in front of it. We just read the bottom of page 56. But Wickham will do it. It's very fragile. 56.
And by fragile, he means Wickham's very fragile.
The paragraph starts with Jesus came to the human race forward to the next great step, and it ends with but to change the inner man too. It's sort of at the, I guess it's the last paragraph of 56.
I want her to be warm. Come sit over here.
What was your daughter's name again, Paul?
Lene.
Lene?
Yeah.
You can come sit over here if you want.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Only
Come on,
fire.
get warm.
Billy might come, but he'll
Billy
have
will
to
figure it out. He's late.
Yeah, we'll have Billy sit like right
Well, they
on
likes
the
to play with
fire.
the dogs anyway.
He'll be in the hot
Okay.
seat.
Where's the dogs? There you go. Just
I
watch
don't
your
know.
blanket.
They go in
They're in the mush pot.
As within, so without.
But also Hamish alcoholic.
Hamish.
Right? Like we were reading a couple paragraphs before about the rules, right? And if you're those who follow the rules, eventually you don't need to follow the rules, right? Because you're on a higher plane. What do they say? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? So if the rules are put out there and you're following the rules, but you don't have an internal compass, you'll do all sorts of crazy things in the name of God, right? Like you look at like Jonestown, like all those people were like rolling with God, and then they didn't have any internal like God inside themselves, so they just followed Jim Jones into the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? So it's like there's that weird thing where people put the that like the world of man above the world of God, i.e. like listening to like some. My rule when I hear that is anybody who wants to get between me and God, I have to red flag, because anyone who's representing God doesn't want to get between me and God. They want to help me to God,
Right.
which is the judgment of their own character, right? And so I think when we hear that is you do develop a relationship with God, and then you would know that what's the difference between right and wrong. Because just because it's written on a piece of paper doesn't mean it's right. And I think this is a timely message for that, because we're living in that space where people are doing a lot of bad things because they're following the rules, and it seems like a lot of people who say they represent God are following these rules and abandoning the flock, and the flock is left to figure it out. But you don't have to figure it out, because it's all right there with God. That's why we grow, right? We grow away from the man and to God, because He's shown us the truth.
Are you ready for the next paragraph?
Yeah, if anybody.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at the bottom of 56.
The old law said, "Thou shalt not kill." But Jesus says that even if you want to kill, nay, even to be angry with your brother, is sufficient to keep you out of the kingdom of heaven. As of course it is. It was a distinct gain when primitive barbarous people could be persuaded not to murder those who had offended them, but to develop sufficient self-control to master their anger. Spiritual demonstration demands that anger itself be overcome. It is simply not possible to get any experience of God worth talking about or to exercise very much spiritual power in the way of healing, unless and until you have got rid of the resentment and condemnation concerning your brother man. Until you're prepared to get rid of this sort of thing, your prayers will have very little effect. It may boldly be said that in prayer, the more love, the more power. And this is why people of developed spiritual perception take such constant pains to keep themselves free from thoughts of criticism and condemnation. They know that they can have either their demonstration or their indignation, but they cannot have them both. And so they do not waste time in trying to. It very much goes back to what Corey just said. Like, if you are holding that anger or resentment inside of you, even if you don't commit murder or physically hurt someone, if the thought's there, then it's going to keep you from reaching your goals on getting closer to God. I think we've all been there in the sense that, like, I mean, I wanted to punch a motherfucker in the face this week. And I might as well just have done it because I thought about it. It's all about redirecting your thought and trying to think in the way that you would want people to think about you. Because I wouldn't want someone to think violent thoughts towards me. But that's really hard. It's hard to, like, control thought, but I think it can be done. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you.
This like paragraph is so powerful to me because I love that Jesus is like when he came was really trying to show people the heart of God, like because they were really got stuck in like the rules and like I look perfect and I'm doing everything right. And he's like, no, like God looks at the heart. Like it's so much. And like you can fake it in front of everyone that you got it all together, but like that microscope that like goes in your soul, you know, to like really know like your intentions or and like anger for me like was such a big thing. Like oh my gosh, I used to be such a rageful person and even very violent, like with Jason, my husband, and you said something like, you know, I should have just punched him. But it is really cool to see like God start to like shed those things, like to have grace on yourself. Like you didn't punch him that time. Yeah, you shouldn't have wanted to punch him that. But like you just keep working on me, And I remember, you know, always my go-to really like when I got mad at Jason was like hit him, attack him.
Oh my God.
And then it did go to like not doing it but wanting to do it, and then like, it's so cool now. Like I haven't had reaction, but it is. I think that is only a supernatural thing. Like I had that with me like my whole life. Like in high school with my parents, my fights with them got physical. And, so like you just like how would I not go there when that rage button like goes, and I feel like I'm a testimony of like that God can totally take that away when you do surrender it. And you're just like I can't do this on my own. Can you please change my heart? So I just think it's beautiful, and that applies to like whatever you're trying to overcome.
Jonathan, alcoholic.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
So, I find that I don't really have the power to not get pissed, when there's injustice or when there's just stupidity and all this sort of thing, I just don't have the power to not feel a certain emotional triggering of anger when something just ain't right, so I have to go to God for that power, and there's like an old saying you hear in AA meetings sometimes, that you can't, it's not from AA literature, but it's kind of an axiom that you hear a lot, and it says, you can't think your way into right action, into right thinking. And then in the big book it talks about practicing restraint of pen and tongue. And that can also be restraint of, fist and boot or whatever, but so that's a discipline that I could, that I could practice. Like I want to punch somebody in the face all the time. And, I don't. A day at a time, I haven't punched anybody in the face in many, many years. And that's miraculous, because I used to just storm through life, fucking people up, basically. And, it's been decades since I've had to do that. Have I wanted to? Fuck yeah. Last night I went into Ralph's after driving all the way from San Francisco, and I was tired, and I wanted to buy some stuff, and, I put the stupid mask on, but it was like down over my nose so that I could breathe, and this silly ass clerk is like, "Sir, pull your mask up," and I was like, "Fuck you."
You said that?
Oh yeah, sure.
This guy, John's gnarly. Damn.
Fuck you. I said, "Fuck you, Karen." He was a guy,
Right.
Yeah.
A Brad, a male Karen.
I kind of regretted it afterwards, but, I didn't take the groceries and throw them at him or anything, I paid for my shit and got the hell out of there, and then I was just like, God, why can't I have compassion for people that are that, ignorant or just whatever.
Scared.
And fear. And, I've been in fear in my life a lot of times. But for some reason, I just could not manifest the compassion in that moment, So I kind of was like, oh, I'm sorry, God, I did not practice compassion in that moment. And I'm sorry. But not that sorry. And, so this is something I'm constantly got to call myself on, because I know that that's not what God wants for me. I know God doesn't want me to be dissing people that are already in pain and confusion and fear and, brainwashing or whatever, they're subjected to, I feel a great need to find compassion for all my brothers and sisters, and it doesn't come natural to me. It does not come natural, it starts with restraint of tongue and pen. I didn't pass the test last night. I could have just bit my tongue and just been like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I didn't, so and that just alerts me. That alerts me to the fact that there really is a need to keep stepping up, because I definitely missed the mark in that moment. And, it's not cool. It's not good for my spirit. It's not good for, my commitment to be of service in this world. It's not who I want to be, And I'm sober a long time, and I got a ways to go, man. So yeah, this is not an easy task. It takes discipline. It takes constant self-examination, self-correction with God. And prayer to God. Please fill my heart with compassion. Fill my heart with love. Because I don't want to be the guy that, came in here just vibrating rage and hate and, all that toxic stuff. Because it destroys me, basically. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I talk?
Yes.
Really?
I'm Rudy. I'm an alcoholic.
Rudy.
It's this probably isn't the same thing, but I killed 4 crickets in my room, and I killed a spider in my bathroom, like just yesterday, and
Aw.
it felt kind of silly, but I said the Lord's Prayer every time I killed one of them.
Oh my
Because I was like, felt bad because I was like, they're just doing their
Why'd
thing.
you kill the crickets though?
Because they were in my room and I sleep on the floor.
Yeah, but why didn't you just take it out and put it?
I didn't
sorry.
want to touch it. I didn't want to.
Alright.
I'll teach you a trick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, remember we did that? Sorry, this is crosstalk, but remember in the boat, dude. you
Like
were
catching it
tripping.
with a cup or something.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt kind of bad about it.
All right, you're forgiven.
Thank you. That's it. I murdered a bunch of bugs. Is all.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
There is a thing, like, there is righteous anger, too. I mean, yes, lashing out and fuck you, Karen. It's a little far. But, like, you know, to
You
have,
think?
you know, but seriously, I mean, it's just disturbing, like, what's going on in the world right now. And
Very.
or whatever, you see injustice in other countries or people oppressed, and like there is righteous anger. It's just how does it flow out of our mouths? So I don't think like nothing. You don't feel angry about anything. That's not like what the anger part is. It's just like how we manifest that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey.
Corey?
Corey.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on that too. It's just the something I struggled with for a long time and still do at times. And it's this idea that we should just be in control of our thoughts all the time, or we're wrong. And that's, you know, we just don't choose our thought. They just come. You know, it's like there's situations and they bubble up from who knows where. And I think it's in the phrase that you guys use, you act into right thinking, and it's about just not taking possession over these thoughts and letting them drive our actions. It's about choosing other actions which didn't come from our thoughts but came from somewhere that we trust. You know, whether it's scripture or it's someone's words who we trust, that we've seen putting things into practice that do work, and someone who has experience in that. And we're taking on motivation to act from what they're, you know, giving us inspiration, or someone we've seen that's been successful. We have to, in faith, trust that we can take on those actions and abandon these thoughts that we have, that we know aren't successful, and, you know, have failed us over and over again. And there's one other thing I want to touch on that Victoria said. I can't remember what it was. But basically that we, it's not so much that we have to think right all the time.
She was talking about righteous anger.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Righteous anger is I'm not angry at the person. I'm angry at their actions. I'm angry at the choice. And it's not them. If I direct my anger toward them and attack them personally, then I've missed where my anger is righteously owed. You know, it's at the, if they've done me some wrong, then I'm angry at the choice or the ideology that allowed them to act that way, not at them personally, right? So that the anger shouldn't be directed toward the individual in a personal way. It can be directed toward this ideology, and you can do that without attacking the person. And you attack the idea, and you can tell them that you disagree with them or that you're angry about it without attacking them. And then there's a faster road to reconciliation with that person by not attacking them, but by just communicating that you disagree with the idea. I think that was it.
Know your enemy.
Right.
It reminds me of a Rage Against the Machine song. Rage says anger is a gift, but they're also like, know your enemy. And it's these ideas, which I guess you could attribute to like if you believe in demons or whatever, like evil is out there influencing humans, like in the same way we can use love and empathy and God to inspire us as humans, I think we can also be inspired by other like weird negative forces and energies. I was in like a lot of fear for the past couple weeks. Like I think that anger is kind of just a manifestation of fear, and I think like it always comes down to the same thing of like just service. Like as soon as I can start focusing my energy on like helping or just stop not thinking about myself. So I just started doing more step work. I have a few sponsees and I started working with another sponsor. I don't even really like that word, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to try eliminating the word sponsor from my vocabulary, because I think it's just one alcoholic working with another, or even just one human talking to another. I think that's where God exists, is in our connections to each other. So once I started leaning more into that, like I just forgot about the fear. I literally, like, the financial fear that I was in was just like removed from me just while I was talking to Michaelis, my old sponsor, and just like going through the book, and yeah, so just like it's kind of weird to think, oh, I'm afraid that I'm not like working enough and making enough money. And they say in AA, it's like, oh, you just got fired? Okay, cool. Go do more AA. Like, go do more free things for more people who need help. And you're like, yeah, but that doesn't compute, like, logically. Like, I need to be going out and trying to find more work for myself. But no, it's like this weird thing of, like, you doing more service work and working with more people. And it just, like, ends up always, like, for me, I've been sober 15 years, and every single time I'm in a bad place, I get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I get to a place where I'm in so much pain, whether it's, you know, fear or anger or whatever it is, resentment, and I'm just like, I let go, and I dive further into this message or this working with others, and I just start to it just starts going away. It's like, I think this like roller coaster, there's one thing I've always wondered about in AA or in recovery, in my sobriety. Does it always have to do this? So I just want to try to figure out a way to be doing like this, but I'm always like doing this, like last week I was all fucked up, you know, and then this week I'm like, you saw me today, I was running around like on cloud 9, because I'm doing more of this with more sponsees. And so I don't know what the answer, I guess the answer there is like always be doing this, you know, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to set up this meeting and have like a schedule. Like I have a schedule of like on Friday, me and Mikey are going to do some work, and on Tuesday I work with my guy in Kentucky, you know, and then right after I'm done with him, my other guy in Kentucky's calling me, and I have like a schedule set up to where I'm like working with these people, and it's like, no, I don't want to leave it up to chance. Oh, maybe he'll call me. No, like I'm setting up actual times for when I'm going to be expected to show up for people. And this is one of those times where we are all showing up for each other. And it's so beautiful that there's people from all over that can jump in here with us and create their own dialogue amongst the group chat. And I've already been reading. I went to the bathroom and I read some of them. This is amazing. I love what they're doing. And it's all good. It's like not the person. It's like the idea. And when you're like, I love this, like, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness, or whatever that one is. Yep. It's like when you're speaking truth and you're being super honest and vulnerable, it's going to touch people. but you're not in control of how it touches them. It might touch them in a weird, like, negative way, and they might be experiencing some anger or relating something that they're going through, sort of like, what's it when you project your shit onto someone else, you know. And then that's just where I need to just be like, have that empathy, not sympathy. A few meetings ago, we talked about the difference between sympathy and empathy. And sympathy's like, oh, poor you. Empathy's like, damn, I get it. Like, I've been there. That's like, I know what it's like, bro. I did a whole video about this. These guys were telling me to. It wasn't even about my mask. Like, I was wearing my mask. I just was trying to exit the store more than one time. I was trying to come in and out because I had to, like, spit. And I was like, the bathroom was closed. I had to leave the store before I was, like, done shopping. And he was like, why do you keep coming in and out? And I just lost my shit. And then I made a video about it, and then other people were losing their shit, and they were mad at me for not obeying the rules. And I think it's cool that we can create a dialogue around what's going on, and if you're not contributing to, like, the solution, as far as, like, greeting these things with love and empathy and, like, these ideas, like, expressing your opinion about the idea rather than, like, attacking the person, that's, like, right on. Like, let's have that dialogue, you know. Let's, like, talk to each other and, like, forgive each other and hold space for each other to have flaws. And that's, like, a big part of what, like, this whole learning to lose thing is about, is, like, we're all flawed, and, like, that's okay. Let's identify with each other through our pain and, like, be vulnerable and then find the strength in that. I love Jonathan said, vulnerability is my strength. He said that on a couple podcasts ago when we had him on, and it's actually somewhat of a motto for, like, the way I want to live my life, you know? Because it's hard to be vulnerable and honest and transparent. And I actually just want to, like, thank